do my informative speech on Jimmie Johnson, the six-time Sprint Cup Championship NASCAR driver. I'd like to start my first main point about Jimmie's childhood. Jimmie Kenneth Johnson was born September 17, 1975, the eldest of two other siblings, Jarrett and Jesse Johnson. The boys lived with their parents in a modest home in El Cajun, California, with Jimmie's dad, Gary, who was an employee at a tire shop and also pushed a bulldozer. His mom was a school bus driver. Both parents made sure that the boys all did the activities that they wanted to do. Jimmie's favorite activity was racing. At the young age of 4, Jimmie drove 50cc motorcycles. 4 years later, at the age of 8, he was the 60cc motorcycle champion. At the end of this season, he would have to sit out because of a broken knee. After graduating out of high school, Jimmie went on to do motocross in 3 different off-road series and was Rookie of the Year in all 3. In 1998, the 5'11" stock car driver decided to go and do late model touring cars. These are obviously on dirt track, and Jimmie Johnson would be once again the Rookie of the Year in this series. 2 years later, Jimmie would move on to the NASCAR Busch Series, which is now called the Nationwide Series. Wikipedia would report on December 2006 that Anheuser-Busch would not renew its sponsorship of the NASCAR Series, so Nationwide Insurance took it over, hence the new name Nationwide Series. Jimmie would record top 5 finishes in 29 starts and finish 10th overall in the season. His first win would come in July of 2001 at the Chicagoland Speedway. In 2002, Rick Hendrick, the owner of Hendrick Motorsports, was looking for a 4th team in the Sprint Cup Series. Jeff Gordon, one of his current drivers, suggested he take a look at Jimmie Johnson. Everyone called Mr. Hendrick crazy because Jimmie had never raced on asphalt. Jimmie proved a point by grabbing several poles that season, and at this point had 7 top 10 finishes. Taken from jockbio.com on the biography of Jimmie Johnson, after Jimmie Johnson's first win, Jeff Gordon went to victory lane, hugged Jimmie, and said, and I quote, "You rock, buddy. I guess we hired the right guy," end quote. By the end of 2002, Jimmie Johnson would be ranked 5th in the overall Sprint Cup standings. In 2003, Jimmie went on to win 2 races. His last 6 races, he had top 5 finishes. He would finish 2nd overall in the season, and a repeat of this would occur in 2004, just behind the champion of Kurt Busch. In 2005, he spent the first half of the season at or near the top in standings. But a cut tire on the 124th lap at Homestead in the season finale would knock Jimmie to 5th for the overall year. Now in 2006, he won at Daytona, Talladega, and at the Brickyard 400. He was number 1 for most of the season, but after 9 mediocre finishes, it dropped him all the way to the bottom of the chase. With only 5 races left, he won at Martinsville and had 3 second place finishes put him on top, and he was ultimately won his first championship. In 2007 would come his 2nd championship. At the All-State 400, he blew a tire and hit the wall. His car burst into flames, but Jimmie escaped with only heat-crinkled eyebrows. In 2008, yes, you guessed it, he won another championship. And in 2009, Jimmie sewed up his 4th consecutive championship. Winning 7 overall races that season, he would bring home $7.3 million. In 2010, number 5 in the books, but this season was a nail-biter. In the season finale, Denny Hamlin and this year's strong competitor Kevin Harvick was nipping at his toes, but he ultimately won. In 2011, Jimmie would not win 1 race at all, and in 2012 would come and go and no championship at all. But he would be back on top in 2013. he would be found in victory lane with a six-pack of Gatorade and his sixth championship title. Now to this day, Jimmie still drives the number 48 Lowe's Cobalt Tool Chevrolet. His crew chief, Ched Knaus, has assisted him in his 6 titles. 6 titles is one less than the king, Richard Petty, and the late Dale Earnhardt. Now, Jimmie is not only a race car driver, but a family man and an athlete of a different kind. Jimmie endures a rigorous 6-day-a-week workout, training for stamina, for 500-mile races, and for half and full marathons. He has family support as well. His 35-year-old wife since December 2004, Chandra, and their 2 little girls, Genevieve Marie, who is 3, and little Lydia Norris, who is just 7 months. Me and my family go to Kansas Speedway twice a year. It is the experience of a lifetime. If you ever get a chance to go, I would go. The cars go 200 miles an hour. The noise is tremendous. And if you want a good driver to root for, suggest you root for the number 48.